walking to the bathroom. It was the middle of the night. Just trying to take a piss when I was blinded by a light. You didn't tap me at the window. Said don't worry, you'll be fine. I'll take you around the universe and show you a good time. I hung out on an alien spaceship. They flew me out to Area 69. Started a celestial friendship. We partied hard, we broke all of space and time.
Welcome everyone. We are doing another road trip beer talk. Super excited. Of course, you know Kirby and Justin from the Pines. We're here in Tucson at Dillinger with Aaron and Eric.
What up? How's it going?
Hey. We're super stoked. You guys are going to be brewing a beer together tomorrow morning.
That's correct.
Another collab. I remember the Midnight Lemonade was
Thank you very much.
section.
Came out well.
So we're turning that kind of into a series now. So we're kind of running with the Midnight Lemonade themes. We're doing a cherry key lime aid. So limeade.
Okay.
It's making it like a yearly sour lemonade series.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I see Kaya, your wife, give me a sneak peek of the label.
Yes. Label's killer.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you excited? Because I'm pretty sure this beer is more for your wife than for you.
I enjoy it. Yeah, I know. We all know about my sours. I've been killing with sours though recently. But
He's expanded his palate.
I have
nice.
since
It's good.
the last year. I've grown up.
That's good.
Grown up a little.
Aww.
Even bigger than you were before.
Yeah. It's as I sit up straight and make myself talk. No, I really enjoyed Midnight Lemonade, so I'm really excited for this one. Also, cherries I like cherry beers.
Yeah.
Cherry beers. Yeah.
Cherry lemonades are my favorite at Sonic.
Right.
I'll tell you that much.
I feel like
Yeah.
the key lime flavor always works well with sours to have citrusiness with this. And it's
Sure.
kind of like come together really nice.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So we know about you, but give the backstory of Dillinger. How'd you two meet? How did you say let's brew beer together?
How did this thing come about? This is kick-ass. This is kick-ass.
Thank you.
All of the fun behind-the-scenes stories. Give it to us.
We're college buddies.
Yep.
So we met at the U of A 10 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
That's a long time. So we
Aw.
came up with the idea for starting a brewery back then. We would do cigar nights at my house, so we'd just sit around smoking cigars and drinking whiskey and coming up with dumb ideas. Some less dumb than others, and then eventually it morphed into starting a brewery. So when we graduated in 2013, he got a job working for a distributor. I eventually ended up working in the bar industry in Old Town Scottsdale. And then after we had a few years of experience in the industry, we decided it was time to actually make the move. And 4 years later, here we are.
That's right. Still open, which is pretty sweet.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, who am I going to collab with every year now?
That's right.
You have to stay open solely for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, just
So we have our
you
motivation.
brew one beer a year. That's it.
At least we'll make it a good one.
Yeah.
What where the name Dillinger come from?
So we're kind of looking for just various historical things about Tucson that's not just being called like Tucson Brewing Company.
Sure.
So we found out about all the cool infamous lore of John Dillinger being caught at the Hotel Congress downtown like 100 years ago. And Tucson always kind of loves that kind of Dillinger vibe. They do Dillinger Days every year in January over there. And we kind of felt like a speakeasy in the back of this alleyway. And it's also just good for beer names. And yeah, it's just a cool little part of small Tucson history not everyone knows about.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look all that up. I don't think I know
Yeah.
much about
Outlaw.
that.
Robbed a bunch of banks.
But perfect.
Big shootout downtown. It's a whole cool thing.
And the whole gang were down
Yeah.
there, so
The
there's
whole
like
gang.
people with Floyd, and the whole gang got caught here in town. We're the only place that caught him that he did not escape from.
That's right. Tucson's claim to fame.
We got one thing.
And the brewery about it.
And
Right,
the brewery.
yeah. Second claim to
Yeah. Second. Dillinger's Tucson claim to fame.
So
Stamp.
who did this? How did this come about?
Muck Rock,
Yeah.
that's the artist.
That's the
right
name
there.
of the muralist. So she is based out of Venice and just does an I-10 tour once in a while where she drives from LA all the way down to New Orleans and just stops doing murals along the way. and she was a friend of a friend, and we got her to do this, and she did the whole thing by hand in 45 minutes with spray paint, and it was just in and out, and she was great at it.
That's
so,
insane.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
It was one of those like things where you watch it happen, and you just get angry at how more talented this person is than you are at anything. It just like appeared as
Throw your hands up in the air.
Yeah.
Give up.
Yeah, and it was done on Valentine's Day, which is why it's the heart.
Oh, okay. All right. Right on.
Valentine's Day in our first year.
That's right. Yeah.
Very cool. Very
It's your
cool.
Valentine's Day gift.
That's right.
Awesome. I'm gonna scoot back really quick. I feel like
You can edit.
no, you're gonna do it.
Nope.
It's gonna be I felt like my back was too much to you, so I wanted to like open up a little bit.
Yeah.
Open up a little bit and put this away because that's annoying. Cool. So we've had quite a few of your beers over at the Pint. Obviously, with the collaborations, but we've also had Nada, your Road Black and Red.
Sure.
Definitely have some staples. We wanted to share a few with everybody.
Yeah.
Some tasting notes and stuff, kind of how you came up with the beers, and then talk about your 2020, what's been
Right.
going on with you guys, how you're growing in the midst of a time when a lot of people aren't or
Right.
are having to cut back or slim down. And so we're going to taste the first beer, and I want you guys to share with what's going on with you.
Cool.
Everything. So what do we have?
The first beer.
Want to start Serrano?
So we have in front of us the Serrano Seduction, which is a hatch green chili Serrano pepper infused wheat. It was actually the first beer we ever made for a series through the Edible Baja magazine, which no longer exists, which got all of the breweries in town together once every 2 months to do a different beer using different local ingredients. So we weren't even open yet. We collaborated with Dillinger Brewing Company up in Marana, and came up with just doing a hatch green chili pepper infused wheat because our head brewer at the time was from New Mexico, so we had a great line.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, he's from Las Cruces.
Me too.
He is John Ritter. His
Yep,
family.
I know exactly who that is.
Yep. Everybody does.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's
So-
one of those like towns where.
Oh,
So we would get our chilies from the Double Eagle, from the chef.
And they always get their huge harvest over there and save some for us. Take that.
Love the double.
Yeah.
Everybody loves
Oh,
the
now
Double
you're
Eagle.
just making me
Yeah.
homesick.
So that's where the chilies for this beer come from. Every time we just call them up. We still like John retired, moved back home to be with his parents, and we still have a great relationship with them and get chilies and make this beer.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
This, I've had some green chili beer, and being from Las Cruces, being, able to go to the hatch farms, pick stuff out myself from, family, friends and stuff. I'm a little bit of a chili snob.
Should be.
Right.
Should be.
Because it's my heart, and so I'm one of those people that when I go places and I see green chili burger, food or whatever, I'm like, can you tell me where it's from?
Okay.
And if it's from Colorado, I won't do it. Sorry, I know you went to
Well, I don't know how
college
Denver omelets became the omelets with green chili in them. I don't get it.
It's true.
there. And ham, it's just weird. I mean, fine.
Green chili is New
Sure.
Mexico. That's Southern New Mexico specifically. You should be a snob about it.
Yeah.
Co-sign.
Sorry, I will keep doing that then. But it's beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
it's from the smell to the smokiness. The cool thing about hatch green chili is it's not always about heat. It is about that smoky
Just the flavor.
chili flavor.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of the goal of this guy too. So at that competition, a lot of people we knew were going to just go spicy, shock you kind of thing. We wanted to kind of make like a southwestern New Mexico / Arizona chili beer you can sit down and have a few pints of and just feel like you're in the Southwest.
Absolutely.
So it's like a daily drinker that still has chili flavor to it. Pairs really great with food, obviously.
Definitely.
And yeah, it's kind of unique, but it's not super hot. It's just well balanced.
Anytime we do anything with a restaurant, all the chefs just go right towards this beer. They
Sure.
just want to pair something with
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
It goes really well with food.
Well, you guys nailed it. So.
Yeah,
New Mexican brewer, so that's why it's good.
What's cool
Good
about
job.
this one is like you said, everybody thinks of a chili beer. It's gonna have that spice to it, and some of those spices I can get. I can ride with you. This is really all flavor, no spice. However, you guys have made this spicy.
Yeah.
You guys have, yeah.
I get like 1 in 10 people that look at me and they're like, "Yo, where's the spice, man?" I'm like, all right.
Rated all the time. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I got ghost pepper and Carolina Reaper infusions back there, where I can just put a little couple drops in there, and that makes them shut up. It makes that 10% of people extremely happy.
Wow.
Perfect.
Yeah.
My record for most crowlers that I sent out was somebody getting 23 crowlers of the ghost pepper infused version of this beer.
Wow.
Take back to Indiana.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Like we can't get this kind of beer in Indiana, obviously. So
Yeah.
let's just stock up. They're snowbirds, of course, so they're here all through the nice month, and just stock up on chili beer for the rest of the winter.
Oh my gosh. Why not just get a keg at that point?
Yeah, right?
Just like,
Right? Yeah, it's literally a slim cake.
Yeah, that's more beer than a slim cake.
Yeah.
It was a huge order, and it took me forever.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Please don't tell me you have like a hand crank.
Well, it was a crowler machine, so it was one at a time, with
Yeah.
like using
Oh,
a
there it is.
manual
Okay.
one at a time machine.
Yeah. Well, I
Took
know
forever.
I've seen a few different ones. Like the one you have over behind, it's like stick it in and you just sort of push the button.
Those are the nice
Yeah, that
ones.
thing's
Push
like
it.
$5,000. I'm not spending that kind of money.
I don't think it was that.
It's inside baseball.
But I've seen other ones like Dark Sky. They've got what looks like just this really small thing where they hand crank the can around it. But we need to upgrade you.
Well, you guys are buying a lot of cases, so I can take that money.
Yeah.
The cherry limeade.
Well, so you guys are getting a canning line.
Yeah, so we just
More.
bought one.
Yeah.
It's not one of those huge operating ones. We're kind of a small facility here, so we have kind of a small manual one we got too. So basically counterfills with CO2 on 2 heads, then we take it off, then we seam it, and then we sanitize them, and then we cap them, and then we stack them, and then we dolly them into the fridge. So it's a lot of work, but it's let us have a lot more variety of cans in the tap room. So before, when we go through Mobile West, we do 130 cases at a time of one beer. So this kind of lets us do like our more unique beers in smaller quantities for the tap room.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, and I know we got to go through your facility and see everything, and really cool system. I mean, for such a compact area, you just pack those tanks in there. There is inches between each one. I'm like, how the hell do you get in there and clean that? You're like, up and spray it. It's super, super cool. And I know you were talking about how you have some really neat tank systems that can be multifunctional and you can get a lot
the
more.
unit tanks.
Yeah, the unit tanks. I think it's smart to think of, okay, if I only have this amount of space, like,
Right.
let me get the tanks that can do more than just one thing. Whereas it's like, here's my boiler, here's my,
Exactly.
It's really cool, and I'm excited for you guys to get to use them tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm gonna become an expert on this thing.
Sure.
The system.
I know.
What is this, your 4th, 5th brew that you've done now? Like, coming down here to Tucson, you've done a lot.
Well, yeah, several down here. I mean, no, I was saying your system specifically. I'm coming for you, Andy.
So do you need help? Just call them up. You're like, I need a part-time.
Yeah.
If we need the muscle,
I'll be there in an hour and a half.
Or need help, he can like reach the tanks and do the dry hop.
Yeah.
We're not very tall.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
That's the one.
Is that a tall joke?
Yes.
No, it's
I think we've
not
had
a
two tall
joke.
jokes
It'd
already.
be very beneficial for us.
Absolutely. That'd be your next ad. You're like, looking for over 6'5" brewer to be able to
It's the
throw
dream.
hops in.
Yeah.
It's the dream.
Usually I'm holding the ladder, he's on the top thing, and it's dangerous. So we don't let any of our employees do it. So if someone's going to go down, it's going to be one of us.
He's on your
You
shoulders.
have to lock the door to make sure OSHA can't get in. Standing on the this is not a step.
That's awesome. There's like someone's at the door, like watching to make sure. So, talking about expansion for yourself, like obviously you talked about the canning line, how you used to use Mobile West, but you're signed on now with distributing, right? With Quail,
Well,
Correct.
which is awesome.
thank you very much.
How's that going?
So far, so great. We've done one shipment up so far, and we have like our next 2 or 3 already planned.
Yeah, it's new for us that now the rest of the year is already completely planned out, essentially.
Yeah.
So fabulous, though.
It's nice.
Gives you a nice timeline and structure.
Certainly took a lot of the pressure off of us.
Yeah.
It's good to have an entire team selling everything for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the portfolio is an amazing assortment of breweries.
Yeah.
Coil's
It's kind of
great.
intimidating to be with Jester King
Yeah.
and Almanac.
Prairie Artisan,
Prairie.
Belgian Beaver.
Yeah.
So to have us in that portfolio, it's like, wow, they really
Yeah.
believe in us.
Well, you've got 1912.
Oh, yeah.
Town.
Yeah.
They're with them too, so
Yeah.
you know, they're
Good
pretty-
company.
Yeah,
They know craft beer really well, which is
they do.
nice.
Yeah,
You
they're.
guys will hold your own just fine.
Oh God, we already can't make enough beer for it. So
I know the feeling. We, us over at Elton, like we signed on with Hensley kind of right before COVID started, which was an incredible blessing. But yeah, I mean that mentality of switching up producing, production for your tap room and kind of where you can physically walk around and go, hey bar, you want to sell my stuff? Dude, over here, and your friends and relationships you have that you build self-sales to then somebody else wanting to sell it for you.
Right.
And then calling you up going, hey, I know you're only in 5 places, but I need 50 kegs for next week. You're like, okay.
it's like we don't do that. That's not how it works.
Yeah, you're like, hold on.
Yeah, so up until now, we're just fully self-distributed too. So but we got up probably over 100 accounts around Arizona, and we're just going in our sedans, dropping kegs off. And
Self-distributed.
Aaron would in his sedan
Kia Optima.
would
very spacious.
drive up to Phoenix and fold himself out the car around the kegs and pull out the keg in the middle of the seat. And here's your keg, Justin.
You can fit 45 cases of beer in a Kia Optima.
That was the max.
That's the max.
45.
You have
You
to
can
move
do it.
seats certain ways and all that. I'm surprised they haven't used that in any of their ads to hamsters or anything, but they should.
Absolutely.
No, that's just a tribute to how hard you guys are working. Willing to work, for sure. Now it's paid off.
And now we're just brewing
Quail.
as much as we can to send to Quail.
Yeah.
This beer here is another one of your staples. This is your Dillinger IPA. Tell us about this.
So it's one of our newer staples to the lineup. We've tweaked it a few times. This current batch we kind of are very happy with. This is basically based on the type of beers that we just like to drink.
Yeah.
So it's a very balanced West Coast IPA, very traditional. It's not super fancy. Basically, it's Ella, Amarillo, and El Dorado hops, all blended with some imported Vienna malt. So you get a nice malty backbone with that West Coast bitterness, and it's just a nice 6.9% IPA. You could just drink a couple pints of, and there's no frills attached. Just a nice IPA.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Ella is the relative of Galaxy. Not quite as sexy a name, but it is an Australian hop varietal related to Galaxy. So
I think
you
Ella's
should be
a
just
very
as-
sexy.
Yeah,
name.
it was-
Sounds
Yeah, like
Ella.
someone's great grandma.
Yeah.
That's Aunt Ella.
Aw.
Yeah, it's sexy.
Sexy Ella.
But it's that
Grandma
like
Ella.
great like fruit forward.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I get like some honeydew flavors in here, a little bit of like citrus fruits, and it's just like a nice daily IPA.
Yeah, it's well balanced.
Yeah.
It's a little more malty. So it's got the sweetness and well balanced for sure. Not overly bitter. Which
Right.
can wreck your palate.
Yeah, and so this IPA we keep on year round, then we rotate the more interesting IPAs. So right now we have the Cashmere Inside double IPA with cashmere hops.
That sounded
That's a
good.
good beer.
Yep, coming
Good
out
beer.
soon. We have like a Citra and Calypso hazy IPA called Citra. And then we have another one of those Nassau Cyrus Rex collabs coming up, which will be another double hazy IPA with Galaxy, Comet,
Sweet.
some other hops.
Cool.
And so we have rotating fun ones, and then like this nice staple to always rely on.
What are some of your favorite, not just with IPAs, but like when you're mixing around, because I mean, you definitely play around a lot with sours here, which is really cool. We've had some amazing ones like Tiki Party, Nada. What are some of your favorite like hops to use that you really play with? You get a lot of the flavors you want. And what about some of like malt and grain that you really enjoy? What are some of your staples?
Well, so with hops, you kind of have to do a mix of the big names that everyone knows and then your own personal favorites. So you're going to have Galaxy, and everyone's going to love it. You're going to have Citra. You're going to have Mosaic. You'll have Strata. Like, Nelson. Like the big names are big for a reason, but then there's the lesser known ones like Big Secret.
Big Secret's good.
Yeah, and I then these are ones that I like, and it's like it's not like I just like putting them in for myself, So it's just a mixture of the big names that are gonna catch everyone's eyes, and then your own personal ones that don't have to be like these crazy fruit explosions or pine drop like explosions. So it's an interesting balance to try and maintain.
And we found a comet last year kind of by accident. We're doing that NASA beer, so we're looking for space stuff besides Galaxy. We found comet hops. We ordered some samples. We're like, these are actually freaking awesome hops.
Yeah.
And it's one of those like nice hybrid hops. We can use it for lagers or ales, and it works really well. And we've used that a couple times since.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, it's fun when you can, find those ones you're like, okay, this is always like a great go-to for any IPA I'm going to make. That's going to be a base, or any sour I'm going to do, or any, amber. But to get the opportunity sometimes to, like sometimes, I don't know, I think about like with agriculture, and the farming side of it, there are times where that hop is just flat out not available to you.
Happens a lot.
And it does. It sadly happens a bunch with, larger production facilities purchasing all of it, or having a bad crop, or whatever may happen. It sucks. But on the flip side, I think it lends to a lot of brewers then sort of playing around and going, okay,
getting creative.
I can't get that, but let me do some research.
Now that we're
this
with
is similar.
Now that we're with Quail, we probably will have to start going towards hop contracts just to make sure that we can have, like I'm going to need 1,000 pounds of Ella. For Dillinger IPA, I'm going to need 1,000 pounds of Citra because it's probably my favorite hop and I want to put it everywhere. So going towards contracts is probably the next step for us now that we're kind of expanding a lot more.
Awesome.
Do you guys try to use like local hop farmers?
We have tried. There's places down in Sonoita.
Okay.
So we were going to try to do stuff with Arizona Hops and Vines.
Yeah.
'Cause they've been growing up their own hops, but instead we decided to buy a couple wine barrels with them.
We're drinking. Let's go buy wine.
Well, it sounded fun. It was fun.
Sounds like women in Target. It's like, I went in to buy this, and like, ooh, the dollar aisle.
They're expensive barrels. It's been a couple
$75
$1,000.
later.
It was fun.
Forgot the milk that you went for.
But we use more local malt than we do local hops. So BKW Farms up in Marana, which has the Sonoran white wheat, which is the strain of wheat that Father Kino brought down to Arizona when he was traveling from Spain. Planted, and it was refound by the border and planted. That's what that was.
Yeah. And we'll have that in the Citra coming up to you guys next month.
It was in Casual Inside.
Yes.
It's going to be in the NASA beer. I mean, it's just when you want white wheat something.
Tell us, obviously we know, but tell the viewers about this collaboration that you do with NASA. Just as a NASA.
Yeah.
It's an exciting day.
Yeah. So there's a NASA mission based out of the University of Arizona called Osiris Rex. The purpose of this mission is to build a little spacecraft, fly to an asteroid, map the asteroid out, take a sample from it, bring it back to Earth. Just by coincidence, I happen to be friends with the project leader of it, Dante Loretta, smartest person I've ever met.
Nice.
And he said that he's a huge craft beer fan. I asked him, would you like to make a beer with us? And he said that would be making one of my dreams come true. And I'm like, interesting, because you're the guy in charge of NASA, like an entire mission.
Like,
this is not the impressive thing. Like, making beer is not the impressive thing. Making a spacecraft is the impressive thing. But yeah, so we've done a series of different beer releases for each different stage of the mission. And the next one that we're doing is for the sample taking. So this is the big one, where I think he started this project in 2004. So we're at 16 years of work going into this mission now. And this is technically the most difficult part and the most important part. So we're making a beer for it.
Yeah,
and that's fun.
The name of the stage is Cosmic High Five, which is cool too.
Cosmic
It just sounds like
Cosmic
a beer
High
name
Five,
already.
that's their name.
Ah, that's
Because it's
awesome.
a touch and go. That's what they're calling it. Tag is the name.
Okay.
Yeah, touch and go.
That's awesome. That's great.
Oh,
So you're
I
gonna
love that.
one of those samples are gonna go in the beer, right?
He
I was
No.
thinking
me.
like the next one, like the completion should be like little bits of asterisk.
Or at least bring up a couple cans to orbit the astro.
Well, no, he
Yeah.
told me he could get something of mine since a space station, and I don't know if he was joking or not. Like I was like,
Wow.
like I want something, and he's like, oh yeah, you just have to have some purpose for it. I'm like I really want to send something to space. Like,
Yeah.
I'll do this.
Heck yeah.
I'll do this right now. It's like $10,000 a pound, so I'll do like a gram or something. But it's like I legitimately think we might be able to get something sent to space.
Wow, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
That'd be way cool.
I know. Like, I don't know if he's serious or not though.
Right.
Make something and be like, here's.
Yeah, we got it ready for you. Here's a
Right?
wad of
Like,
cash.
yeah,
and
let's
like,
see what
and a can.
astronauts are like.
A smushed can
Yeah.
with like a D on it on the top.
Love that.
All right, let's get the next beer.
What are we doing?
Mango nada?
Mango.
Yeah.
I'm like, pop.
4 or 5 ounce mango nada. Por favor.
That would be awesome to get like a Dillinger sticker, like
On the side.
on the side of the space station.
Yeah.
Slap it on there. Yeah.
What was it like the 60s? You would see the rockets going up and it would say USA and a flag. And this
Yeah.
sticker on the side.
Yeah.
Like this.
I recognize that.
Wait a minute.
But that's a real thing. Like he might be able to get something that's in space.
That's cool.
Isn't that ridiculous?
A sticker would be great. I think a
he
sticker
can
would be
do-
cool.
There has to be some sort of
Oh,
scientific
it's got.
purpose.
Oh,
So the big thing is, you know, like those pounds of sugar that you can get at the store, and it's C&H is the company.
okay.
C&H does a lot of stuff with space, and sugar is what gets turned into alcohol. So if I can come up with some sort of something or other,
To make it sound legit enough to like the guys.
right? Yeah, like something,
Yeah.
and then you just sponsor it, and it goes up. to the space
Well,
station.
what if? I mean, you got some sugar out there, and then it comes back, and then you use it in a beer.
So I think somebody did that with a yeast strain.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah. Who was it? I remember that beer.
Was it Sierra Nevada? It seems
No,
like
it was one of those really big craft bomber brands like 6 years ago.
I did hear about that.
so. It's been Sierra Nevada.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like maybe we could do something. No, what's topical right now? Exploding cans.
Yeah.
See if I can put a bunch of sugar.
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
Like, does it re-ferment and explode in space?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there you
right.
go.
It's science or something.
That's science, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to say it's a growth rate of yeast.
The
cells.
yeast can still
In
propagate
tea.
itself in space. That's like a sign that life exists in the universe.
Yeah, why not? There you go.
Ninkasi Brewery.
Ninkasi.
Yeah, in Oregon.
Ninkasi.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did Oregon hazelnut, star anise, cocoa nibs, and fermented with a space traveled yeast. First edition of Ground Control, April 2015.
Wow.
It's not. I think it was $10,000 a pound. So if
What's-
I send like a vial and it's a tenth of a pound, like I will spend $1,000 right now to send something to space. Absolutely.
That's a cool claim to fame.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like,
For sure.
I didn't make that up.
So yeah, I think you could.
I still don't be serious.
Just make
He's
it.
an interesting guy. He
Give
makes
it
a bunch
to
of board games too, so we can plug those. Extronaut and Constellations.
Extra nut.
Yep.
Yeah.
This next one is one of my personal favorites of your guys's. It's the first Dillinger beer I ever had.
Nice.
That I tasted when we carried. I think
I think it
Roadrunner.
was-
I
I
think
think we had
Roadrunner
Roadrunner
Red was the
first.
first one on tap. And I just at the time I was super not into reds. Sorry, I didn't give it a chance at the moment. But I did try
It's
it later,
delicious.
and it was delicious. But this was definitely one of my favorites, and it's what got the pint initially super
Yep.
stoked to do a collaboration
Yes.
with you guys.
Yeah, nice.
This is one of those sours that helped into 1912, and this mango nada was like
Good company.
where I was like, okay, I can mess with sours. You know, I can kind of. So this is one of my gateways.
Change
into
your
sour.
life forever.
I'm still not. I'm still as you know. I'm not a sour guy, but I can absolutely drink this. I've had this before. I can't wait to do it again right now. But yeah, this one is definitely one of my probably top 3 that introduced me into sours, got me into sours.
Take it.
So yeah.
So it is a mango tamarind tahini sour. So typically with gozas, they'll be sea salted, but instead of the sea salt, we use tahini. You know, a little twist on it.
So good.
I've had people tell me and show me that they got goosebumps from drinking it the first time.
Oh,
That's cool.
It's a little too hot in here for me for goosebumps. Sorry.
I mean, or a pint of it, you can smell it in the entire brewery. Like it is.
Yeah, the nose on it. I mean, everything on it is fantastic. That it's
I will say
so fruity.
it's so much. It's so much more, and this speaks really to a point we've made in the show numerous times. Having a beer in a can somewhere versus having it directly from the source of the tap room, I get so much more of that tamarino and
Everything's kind of pops
Like-
fresh.
Good.
Thank you. Yeah. Well,
and not that it wasn't great in the can, but you know, it does say something like there's times, you know, where just the length
Right.
of time or you know, from a keg or a serving vessel versus a can, it can change the beer a little bit. And I think I just having it here, I don't know, and maybe it's just been a while since I've had it, but I get so much more from it.
Well, it's nice when it's brewed there and served there. Like,
Yeah.
traveled 30 feet.
And that's what I always tell people.
Right.
If you've had a beer out of a can and you're like, yeah, that was okay.
Especially in
Go to the brewery
Arizona,
and try
when it's
it.
like,
Yeah.
did this guy leave it on a dolly in the sun in July?
Yeah.
100 degrees for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's totally different.
As soon as we brewed this, it kind of quickly became our fastest selling, most popular beer, like right away. We got phone calls all the time in the tap room asking if we still had it on tap. So it was originally just like a one-time brew, and then we just kept making it and selling out, kept making it and selling out. It's kind of become one of our flagship beers. So they always say you don't plan your flagships, they find you. It's exactly that.
Right, and it's like, we're like average intelligence people, but, you know, when people keep calling us and saying, we want this beer, I'm smart enough to know, like, all right, I'll just keep
All right, I'll make another one.
Yeah, let's do it again. Let's keep going. Let's can it.
Well, this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is one that you've done some different variations of, correct? And kind of played with?
Yeah.
It is done. This
Now
is
it is.
how it will always be. We got our fruit suppliers locked in. We know exactly what we're doing every single time. I probably brewed it like 30 times at this point.
That's amazing.
So it is perfected.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I agree.
Yeah, it's
I don't think you need, I was going to say, don't touch it.
Yeah, it was originally part of, we thought we were going to do like some kind of like nata series, like a pina nata, limon nata, pina nata,
Yeah.
and, you know, mango nata, and it kind of just turned into mango nata just being brewed every time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's in
Yeah.
cans. It's all over Phoenix now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
It might be even more all over Phoenix, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Maybe some major grocery chains for next
have a
year.
few pitches we're
trying.
working on.
Wow.
It's a possibility. It's not
Wow.
definitely not certain, but this would be like a let's buy a whole bunch of more equipment to
Keep
try
making
to
Yeah.
demand type thing.
So speaking of that, you guys are about to. Well, you signed, right? It's official.
Signed.
It's
Yep.
official. There's a second location, second Dillinger coming.
Yep, coming out very soon.
Describe that. Tell us where it is. How that
well,
came about.
So we got tired of literally every single person telling us we're hard to find. So we decided to put our new tap room in the exact center of everything
It
downtown.
is.
Yep.
So it's on corner of 4th Avenue and 9th Street. So literally the intersection of everything that happens in the city.
That's
Right at the underpass that connects our 2 most popular bar streets, 4th Ave and Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in the middle of actually everything.
So how'd you come about that? It to me it seemed like wow, that's awesome. It's great. Was that years of planning? Was that
Kind
did
of.
you stumble
That
across
was
it?
like 3 days.
Yeah, so we've been shopping around tap rooms for like a year, and we had a couple that were close on, a couple bigger projects, and then we kind of gave up on that when the pandemic started. And then we're just driving by and we saw an available sign on this particular unit. Like, we just kind of have to chase it. And then 3 days later, we were negotiating leases, and 2 weeks later, we had the lease.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So is this just going to be like a tap room, or are you going to have production there as well?
So we have 2 sneaky little basements that are accessible by a secret trap door.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, this place is awesome. So you open up a trap door on the street, go down into our basements, and that's where our barrel aging program is going to be.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so we'll have
Yeah,
underground
it's awesome.
climate-controlled rooms for barrel aging, which is nice because right
That's
now
awesome.
we have a pretty much unclimate-controlled tap room. So barrel aging's been a little trickier with, like we have to plan. We can only do it in certain months when the weather's nice. But now we can just do it year-round and have a bunch of really cool special releases you can only get like in the tap rooms.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Congrats, man.
So
Oh, can't wait
you will
to
be
see
brewing
that.
on site there? Or
Well, yeah, we'll be doing all the brewing here. We're just doing all our barrel aging.
Barrel aging.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And this tap room, the original tap room will stay open as well. And the long-term plan is just to keep adding tanks in this tap room until I can't sit anymore.
There you go. Just do a whole
So you'd be
production.
sitting on taps.
Pretty
Exactly,
much.
Yeah.
And getting served beers?
Yeah, it feels more like a warehouse brewery that way. Anyway.
Yeah. Right.
So this next one that we're going to taste, this is just here in the tap room.
Yep,
Right.
so this is
Right.
a one-time 30-gallon batch.
I saw this on the board and I was like, okay,
This
we
is
have to
intriguing.
try this.
This sounds intriguing.
I'm so curious. This is the Dilly Gone Wild,
That's right. Yeah.
and
Not to
it
be
is.
confused with Girls Gone Wild.
It's very different.
Hopefully confused with it.
Hopefully confused with it.
It helps,
Okay.
it helps us with pings on Google and stuff.
Yeah.
Good
It's like,
SEO.
Yeah.
I need
But,
Girls Gone Wild, and then like show up at a brewery.
Untapped, what's that?
bringing new people into the whole craft beer scene.
Yeah, totally.
But the name actually does make sense. Dilly is short for Dillinger, and then it's our Dillinger IPA gone wild, so wildly fermented with wild yeast. So
Yeah.
Dillinger IPA gone wild with yeast.
I love it.
That's the
And
whole
it's
idea.
in wine barrels too, right?
Correct.
So you barely fit
So
white
this was from the wine barrels that we bought with hops and vines down Sonoma.
wine. Okay. Yeah.
So first, they had the barrel, they put it with Malvasia, we took it, we put a Saison in it first, and then we've been using it as a Solera since then. So never letting it fully empty, you just kind of put more stuff on top, let it continuously ferment. So I think this was the 3rd or 4th iteration of beers that we had souring in it. And by that point, it kind of gets its own specific strain of yeast that's doing its magic.
This is like when that dog is getting his hair cut, happy dance. Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Yes, it's definitely the most unique beer we've brewed. I don't think you'll find another beer anywhere like this around the country because like you were saying, this is our 3rd run just with these wild yeast that was in the shells of the grapes. So it just kind of re-ferments with whatever beer we put in, then we don't fully empty it, refill it with something else, and then re-ferments again. It's kind of like its own little ecosystem in there that we just kind of keep tossing beers into just to see what happens.
Right, and people ask
Yeah.
us when we're going to release it again, and I just say no.
Just
Don't
now.
open the can.
Lightning in a bottle, it's magic.
Yeah.
Happen and then it's gone.
I think it's just a really cool way to get creative and crafty on that. So many breweries and equipment and everything is based on being insanely clean, sanitized, and
Consistent.
yeah, not having any tiny little bit of anything.
This is just kind of like
and this is like, look it, we're going the other way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
give
You
me
could-
all of the weird bacteria and whatever is in there, and just seeing what happens. And it's very like liberating and kind of free form.
The barrel
Cool.
is very clear in this. Yeah,
Yes.
it's you can tell it was barrel aged.
Absolutely.
So, very nice.
yeah, you kind of just like submit yourself to the barrel god.
So
Right.
how long did
Spray
it sit in the barrel?
almost a year.
Yeah, it was at least 8 months.
Oh,
A
wow.
little longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like 9 or 10 months. Something
Was
around
there, because I know with barrel aging, obviously you're kind of opening it up and you're smelling and you're taste testing. And,
Yep.
So we did that once in a while, and we taste it and be like, a couple more months, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Keep
really
saying
gotta
it.
be patient.
Did you ever have one time where you were like, "Ooh, I don't know if this is gonna work"?
Not with this one specifically.
Other ones, yes.
Yeah, there have been times where it's like, nope, something got in, you put it down the drain, oh well.
Yeah.
So there's a few of the nasty bacteria that you try to make sure you avoid.
Yeah.
If you notice one of them, then it's like, all right, this one's gone. So we're going to be very happy in our nice climate-controlled basement aerogen program, where that will be much easier to mitigate.
That'll be so cool. What, do you have a timeline as far as when you're breaking ground on that, or a hope?
A little yes, a little no. A lot of it comes down to like city permits and variances and stuff like that. And Eric gets really in the weeds with that stuff. Well, I just kind of get to do like the fun parts of it. But luckily, the bar is pretty much already fully built out for us, and it was an early 1900s building before, so it's kind of already in the Dillinger vibe already. So it's just a few decorations and patio furnitures and bar expansions we're gonna do, but trying to keep as much of the original stuff together as we can.
Cool.
I love that.
I'm excited.
Yeah, this was
so
what
next year, is it safe to say next year?
It will happen in 2021.
Yes.
Yeah.
It depends on when, and that will show how mad I get at certain things. Early in the year, I'll be a happy boy. And then summer or fall, then I'll be increasingly angry as stuff goes on. But we'll see. I mean, whatever at this point. I think everyone kind of just is kind of going with the flow.
Right.
So if it works out well and everything goes smoothly, cool. If not, that's just kind of the way the world works.
Well, that's kind of all you can do right now.
Yeah.
Is that you hope for the best, you plan for the best, but you're prepared for the worst. Something happens. So you kind of, in this whole industry right now, I mean, it's like we all sort of wake up and go, okay, I'm hoping to get X, Y, and Z accomplished today, but you know, X squared could pop in out of nowhere and go, nope, your whole day is screwed. You go,
Right,
okay.
especially when things used to just work so much. It's like I ordered on Monday, they put it on the pallet on Tuesday, it's delivered on Wednesday, we're doing whatever with it on Thursday, it gets shipped out 2 weeks after that. Like everything used to be so regimented, but now I think everyone just kind of understands, like, whatever. You know?
Get it when we get
We're
it.
going to do what we can, but
Yeah.
if we can't, then that's just kind of the way it works.
Well, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day that they were like, just making a comment about how so many more breweries are like canning right now and versus doing kegs and everything, and they just don't get it. And I'm just like, well, I don't really understand what you don't get. I mean, it's a lot easier right now, and it's much higher demand to package and to get the cans out. There's not as many tap houses that are fortunate enough to serve food and have the ability to be open and have your beer on tap. Whereas it's a lot more accessible to get your beer out, and it lasts longer for you guys too. I mean, you keg something and it gets tapped. Who knows how long that'll, that has a shelf life on it.
Well, there was a lot of beer dumped this year.
Oh, that's true. It's sad.
From tap rooms to breweries and everything in between. So I mean, it's patience. It's sometimes it's hard to find fresh beer on tap, but people just need to understand at this point that it's.
We didn't have to dump any. Which is nice.
And that's amazing. That's amazing.
We shut down production instantly. I was kind of a doomsday prepper at the beginning of this. So I was supposed to be in Spain for April.
Oh.
And then they were one of the first countries to get it. So in January, I'm like, guys, we can't do this trip. I can't do it. What if something's gonna happen there? And everyone's like, okay, Eric. We'll see. And I'm like,
we're America.
You see, all right.
Nothing happens in America.
So I was preparing for this back in January, and it was really like a bunch of dumb luck. It was like 80% dumb luck, 10% smart luck, and then like 10% actual planning that put us in like a really good position for everything.
Oh my gosh.
So we were just kind of able to hit like shutdown and cruise.
Yeah.
So you guys during everything. So even though you're back up and running and things are flying, Keep with the videos. Keep with the videos.
Yeah.
Oh my
those silly
gosh,
videos
the
are
old,
awesome.
like,
You and Dark
movie
Sky rival each
detective
other. You guys
guy.
need to have like a video off or
That'd be
something.
great. That kind of helped us get through the quarantine part of the quarantine.
Yeah.
So we were fully shut down here, just running through a drive-through outside, and we, for the first time, and since we opened 3.5 years ago, had nothing to do every day. So we kind of helped us get away from our daily routines, and we just sat around here brainstorming how to market, how to do whatever, how to evolve the business, and that turned into just 75 really crappy, funny videos.
It's 75. You made
It was
75 total.
70. It was 77.
Wow.
Yeah.
77.
Yeah.
77
So if you have no
videos.
idea what we're talking about, guys, go to their social media.
Hey, give me all your beer, see? Bronco's pulling up.
Oh yeah.
Can they do that? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
Go back to the chaos that was March, April, and May.
They're freaking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, we're planning on
the
doing
dinosaur
2 weeks
suits.
worth, one a day. We could do this for 2 weeks, you
Yeah.
know, and then it became months and months and months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good
You're like,
stuff.
now I'm invested in this storyline
Yeah.
that we're telling,
Yeah, I
and I
think that-
need to know what happened.
Well,
There's like 10 different videos about how we were out of ideas for videos.
Yeah.
And then at one point we went through like a 6-part film noir genre series. And then
Those are my
One time we
favorite.
brought a horse
Yeah,
back
we had a
here.
horse back here.
Oh, I missed this one.
You never saw the horse?
I missed the horse
Yeah,
one.
we had someone come through with a horse and get a beer, and I chuck a beer up to her on the horse, and she takes it, cracks the beer, and rides off.
Oh my god, I think I missed that one.
We'll pan to
She also
that,
had
don't
mini
worry.
horses, and that was another idea where it's like, let's do the exact same video. We never made that one happen.
Trains of mini horses just
It'd be
rolling
so
in, and you could have like
Because
put
they
little
pull little
backpacks.
wagons.
Aw.
They get little
You
red
like
wagons.
Oh.
Yeah, it would have been adorable. But we never made that
Now
one.
there's more ideas, more videos.
Yeah, look at
It
that.
needs to be with
You
beer.
have to do it.
Child, beer. Child.
I like that.
No, of course.
Yeah, so our entire goal with that thing was everyone was making those "we're all in this together" videos.
Yeah.
And we never wanted to tell anyone. We didn't want to say the words "unprecedented times."
Oh my god.
In this together.
Yeah.
I think in our third show that we ever did, I mocked that. I was like, I'm so sick and tired of hearing this
Right.
unprecedented time shit. Like,
So we basically wanted to not even acknowledge that anything was happening. And it's like, let's just make dumb videos. Just really dumb videos. And it somehow resonated.
Yeah.
Everyone was like,
People
yeah,
are-
this
yeah.
is dumb. Everything's dumb. Why not?
I woke up today to see what stupid video you guys posted
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
We had
very
people-
lighthearted and very sad.
No, yeah, for sure.
We had people coming through who didn't drink beer. And they'd be like, I've never drank beer in my life. I hate it, but I'm buying your beer to support your videos and giving it to my friends. We had
Oh,
multiple
that's
people saying
That's
that.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
then that led directly into us signing with Quill.
Did.
They
Yeah.
mentioned the videos as a reason why they started looking at us as a
That's
potential
sweet.
partner.
That's cool. So yeah, your 2020 is
Bizarre.
fortunate, very fortunate.
Fortunate / bizarre / weird, but
Yeah.
we're lucky that
Just like
we're in a
everybody.
good place
Yeah.
towards the end of it at least.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're happy for you guys. For sure.
Thank you.
We're very, very happy for you.
I can't wait to see more and more about what you guys kind of come up with. I feel like you brew in such a way that's really intelligent, that you find some of these really beautiful, simplistic beers, like your IPA, like your Roadrunner Red, and just say, yep, I'm putting this out. This is going to be that core, easy drinking, approachable beer for anyone who drinks beer. And then you do these funky, fun things with the barrel aging and with the tropical sours and kind of show your personality a little bit. In these, it's super cool. I think you guys are lovely human beings.
Appreciate that.
Always super fun. You were like the happiest person. Anytime you'd come drop off a keg, you'd show up. Most of the time you get delivery and they're like, hey, where's it going? Okay, cool.
I was just so happy to be not in the car.
Yeah. Rolling like, hey guys, where you got the keg? Here it is. And you're like, yes.
I think we've decided to lean into the weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our
You know what?
move.
Why not?
Own it. That could be the note.
Yeah, we got another weird collaboration coming up next. I don't know if we can announce that one yet, though. Can we?
Which one?
Birds.
Oh, yes, we can announce that one.
What is
Okay.
it?
So we just announced, figured out a collaboration with this big movement going around the country called Birds Aren't Real. I don't know if you guys
Oh
have
my
heard of it.
God.
Yeah, we're doing a Birds Aren't Real series.
Yeah, so it's
You're
like
into it.
this big conspiracy
Yes.
that in the 50s
Yes.
the government killed off all the birds, replaced them with government surveillance drones.
Yes.
And it's this awesome company that just spreads the movement with like, merchandise and stuff.
Wait, so
And,
you're doing it with?
yeah, we reached
Yeah,
out to
group?
them.
Yeah.
The group?
We reached
Uh-huh.
out to the group and they said it's a great idea to make a beer. Use whatever high-res images you want.
Just put their website on
Yeah.
it.
Oh
Oh.
my
Wow.
So I think this is a good time to plug our punk band,
Frack.
Frack. It's a
Yeah.
conspiracy punk band.
Okay.
Uh,
I hung out on an alien spaceship. They flew me out to Area 69. Started a celestial friendship. We partied hard, we broke all the space and time.
Find us on
Spotify.
Spotify.
F-R-A-K?
F-R-A-K exclamation point. Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't forget that.
Yes.
But, yeah, okay,
Can't
cool.
forget that.
Conspiracy punk.
Yeah.
Conspiracy
So
punk.
it's a,
Yeah.
we're leaning
Making
into it for this year.
conspiracy
Just gonna
beer.
go with it.
Yes.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh
There'll be
my
t-shirts
God.
available.
When can?
They actually has a really good logo.
Yeah, so if you go to birdsaren'treal.com,
Yes.
No, I mean the Frack logo's good.
Oh, the Frack logo's good too.
Yeah.
Birdsaren'treal.com, go to the website, they have great merchandise and stuff. And we're just kind of plugging their stuff to use their images in our beers.
Oh,
Yeah.
when can we expect this roundabout?
Probably early November.
You want to bring up Frack?
November.
That's the drummer
That's-
behind the bar.
So drummer,
Frontman.
frontman.
I got kicked out of the band.
Yeah.
Oh.
The guy who got kicked
Yeah.
out.
The
you have
original singer.
You have a,
Too
you
punk.
have a drummer and a.
God.
We have a bassist, but
Oh.
we can't plug it. He does because it's Homeland Security.
Oh.
And, you know,
Yeah.
it's our
Yeah,
man on the
he works for
inside.
Homeland
Yeah.
He's behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I won't reveal his name, but he's a great bassist.
Yeah, he's
And,
deep in the system.
Yeah.
He just sends you
I'm
the
listed
side
as
of the
not
track.
vocals.
Yeah, or
on all the
ex-vocalist.
tracks.
But I have beer almost all over.
Can you put some Frack on?
Oh, do you have
Is Area what's on? Is Area 69 on?
That's not on Spotify.
God, that's
but
the
we have,
best one.
We have Your Mom Loves Chemtrails. We have Simulation.
You know what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
We'll intro this episode.
Can we
Oh,
get
great.
one of
We'll
it
intro this
Yes.
for
episode.
him?
Send,
So,
send you
alright.
the links.
There's a song about getting abducted by aliens, but the alien just wants to take you around the galaxy partying.
Yeah, it's Area
And it's called
69.
Area 69. And it's the best
That
song
needs to
that
be
they've ever
the
made.
It's on Spotify?
That one's
not
not yet.
yet.
But
Wait, okay.
It's in the file.
But you have other stuff on Spotify.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 on Spotify.
You'll give us
I
rights to.
know.
use
not
it.
put
I know
Area
we're
69.
on the drive
Plus
on the
600
drive back to the
bucks
hotel. What we're listening to.
What?
Oh my god, I love that.
Oh
Okay.
my
Yeah, if you want to support the band, just put it on mute and then just replay it
Yeah, that's what we do
while
for
you sleep.
Oh yeah.
Point
Yeah,
000
hundreds of
years.
pennies per video.
God.
Dude, we all of a sudden got 100,000 likes overnight.
Yeah, but 4 viewers, 100,000 plays.
That's fabulous. We should stop there and go get the other beer,
So,
and then end it.
Oh, the surprise. Yeah.
hold on. So we'll cut this little.
Oh yeah, no,
But-
keep all that for fun.
So
for
we.
random things.
I have one extra last beer for you guys.
Okay.
And that-
What do we got? You brought us a beer.
I brought you a special beer.
We like to bring
So-
friends. Sweet.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna hop off camera. I will
Okay.
be back with this special beer.
Exciting.
All right, boys, you ready?
Let's do it.
Special. That puppy. Remember this guy? Remember this guy?
Oh,
Absolutely.
it's a delicious beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have poured us some samples of this mystery beer
Awesome.
already.
Oh, nice.
Don't know if we've
Yeah.
had it before.
A cup, one or two. Not recently though, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
That
I'll
still
add
actually
to it
smells
for
good.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
I think we put drink fresh on the can.
We ignored you. Saved it in hopes that
Actually, still smells good.
It smells
it's
delicious.
always fun
Yeah.
to try. I know we did this with the Tombstone collaboration.
Sponifer.
the Sponifer, like
Still
we
good?
actually
It's still good.
kept
That's-
like one from every year and then kind of do a back test of like tasting it before.
It still
so-
tastes great.
Oh yeah.
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 I'd say like maybe a little bit less pronounced than it was at the very beginning,
Yeah.
but certainly better than I would have expected
Same
after a
here.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Didn't explode.
Yeah.
It did not explode. No.
Cool.
It did not.
I know this went over so well
Good.
with people when we had it.
Now, for people that may not know, this was our collaboration last year with you guys.
Midnight Lemonade.
Blackberry lemonade sour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our girl, our friend of ours, Cass did the
Yeah.
artwork. Did it again this year,
That's right.
which is super cool. I saw the new one.
The
Yeah.
new one looks really
dope.
freaking cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. We're happy with that. Well, that's turned out. We just need the good liquid inside.
That's right.
There you
Yeah. Well, tomorrow morning, bright and early, we'll
Yeah.
have you throwing in grain and
By the
scooping
time
out
this
grain.
airs, it's going to be like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
All the manual labor
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
it, and then you guys will get to taste it. In
The week of the
third,
18th, October
yeah,
18th.
That's right.
third
Perfect.
week of October, right around there, your guys' 3-year anniversary.
Yep.
Have some special releases, so
We'll have kegs and cans for you.
Kegs and
Cool.
cans,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, we're doing that one ourselves.
Yep.
yeah.
So he'll be down here putting labels on cans for us too.
No.
I-
Yes.
Yeah.
I will just reach
Labeling.
across the state
Yeah.
and just help you label.
It's only 118
Tall guy
miles.
jokes.
Yeah.
I get it. Got it.
Just toss it my way. I'll do it.
No, I'd be happy to come back down and help.
You say that now.
Or we could just send him unlabeled cans. He can label it himself before he sells them.
Just
Yeah.
give you a Sharpie
Cool.
and a bunch
Yeah.
of bright cans and you're
Yeah.
just drawing it on
Hey, in your
yourself.
downtime, label a few cans.
Yeah.
Label and
Yeah,
stop.
my staff will all, I will be celebrating an anniversary by myself.
Oh my gosh, right. Well, we super appreciate you guys letting us
Yeah.
come out here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you brought the tall guy out anyway.
So what does Casual Pint Anniversary now look like? What's it going to be like?
It's going to be a lot of releases. We don't 100% know. We're going to probably end up space it out over a week rather than
Unprecedented times, fluid situation.
Yeah.
Trying times.
We're going to maintain what we have
Forward
right now.
mobility.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're the social distancing, the sanitation,
Sure.
and all that. We're not
Sure.
going to increase. We might have trivia and bingo. We're not sure. But the special releases, we've got all kinds of, not just collaborations, but special releases lined up.
Is
So-
it bingo hosted by you tonight?
It is. There's bingo
Yeah.
tonight. This is a Thursday night.
I know. He's like, oh, this day.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm going to be drinking from noon till night.
Go.
It's work though.
It,
Work drink.
Such a hard day's work.
Yeah.
It is.
Drinking beer, talking with friends,
Yeah.
sharing the good craft.
This was
that
actually
is
so
beer.
good.
We'll have
Yes.
some raffles. We'll have a lot of raffles. Hopefully, maybe some Dillinger gear. Yeah.
Throw some swag up for you guys.
We're throwing.
Sly ask right there.
Yeah, now you're on camera.
On camera.
Anyway, like
Yeah.
the 20 cases we're buying.
Well, we're doing a raffle to benefit a dog rescue. We're raffling off a paddleboard.
Awesome.
$700
Take on Tempe
package.
Town
$700 package. One ticket costs you $10. So
Nice.
Cool.
you
Doesn't
can
it
win.
have like a little doggy bag?
Yeah, it's all doggy centric and
Yeah.
paddleboard's pretty cool. Max and Neo, they're completely sold out. We have the only one right now.
Cool.
So yeah,
We're super
Fun.
excited.
Yeah, no, we'll try to be there. We were there last year.
yeah,
So,
you were.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was there
Maybe.
last year.
Well, I'm going to be in Pine Top.
The end of October.
How far away is Pine Top from Phoenix?
About 2.5 hours, I think.
Swing that.
3 hours maybe.
Yeah, I'll be in Pine. I can do that.
Yeah.
That
Come
just
over
sounds fun.
afterwards. I'll be there, hanging out, supporting.
Yeah.
I actually missed was it year 1 that I missed or year 2 when I was working for it? My sister's wedding was the day of our 1-year
What's your
anniversary.
name?
I know, he wanted
Classic,
to.
huh? Yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
I almost offed her right there.
I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right. But I held on. It was I just made sure to hire somebody beforehand, so it'd be like, you'll be okay. And there came Kelly. No, I'm kidding. We just really appreciate it. All of the beers are amazing.
Nice.
Love Dillinger. You guys are just amazing, fun, cool ass people.
people.
Appreciate that. That's what we're going for.
Yeah, it's like
We try
wake up
really
today.
hard.
Yeah, it's not natural. Yeah.
We really hope you like us. We're trying not
It's
to.
like, I woke up
Really
today,
like me.
I looked at myself in the mirror and said, I'm going to be badass.
You guys, you are super fun. I think anybody coming to this brewery will be able to, walk up to you, ask a question. You guys want to share all your information, show people around. Your staff's super sweet. The drummer, we want a solo later. It's just a lot of fun. We super enjoy your
Thank
beers.
you.
Cheers and congratulations to your
Expanding.
district to
All kinds of
expanding.
stuff.
The new tap room, your distribution, collaborations, all that stuff. We're
Find our
excited.
cans at the Casual Pint, Central Phoenix,
Amongst other spots.
Amongst
But
others.
yes.
amongst other spots.
That we don't need to mention right now.
It's so tough.
I actually got a list real quick.
Oh my gosh, right.
Well, cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for coming down. It's fun.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
See you next time.
Whoa.